Buckle up and let's blast back in time. A few centuries ago, explorers were the ultimate rock stars. Discovering new lands was the ultimate quest, and every tiny island made headlines guaranteeing the discoverer instant fame forever. Fast forward to today, we've got the whole picture, literally with satellite views of our entire planet at our fingertips. So, have all our Earth's secrets been unlocked, or is there still more to uncover? You might think that's it. Every nook and cranny of our planet has been explored and mapped, but hold up. We're pretty sure we've got a handle on the basics: 7 continents, massive oceans, and land masses in between. Or do we? Could there be something huge hiding right under our noses? Just like how those War Robots players are always on the lookout for that one trick to dominate the battlefield, let's see if we can uncover some hidden surprises of our own planet. Get ready to level up your gaming experience. In War Robots, you can unleash your creativity by designing a one-of-a-kind robotic army with an insane variety of awesome weapons. It's like being the game's own in-house engineer. Pick from over dozens of robots and team up with 5 other players for heart-pumping 6 vs 6 battles that will put your strategy to the test. So, what are you waiting for? Download War Robots on iOS or Android now through the link below and claim your starter pack. A fully loaded robot, along with 100 gold and 400,000 silver to get you started on your path to robotic domination. We're stoked to see War Robots keeping things fresh with regular updates packed full of brand new maps, robots, and addictive game modes. It's like they know exactly what we want more of. Thanks to awesome sponsors like this one, our channel gets to keep bringing you the best gaming content out there. If you click that link in our description below and give War Robots a try, not only will you get an epic gaming experience, but you'll also be supporting us. It's a win-win. Our team has given War Robots a go, and trust us when we say it's an absolute blast. So what are you waiting for? Join the robot revolution now. The big news is, we're starting our very own clan. Get ready for some epic team battles. And while you're gearing up with your squad, let's talk about something pretty cool that's been making waves in the science world. Did you know there are actually 8 continents? Say hello to Zealand, or what scientists now call the Tasmanian continent. This groundbreaking discovery is just as exciting as when we first set foot on Antarctica back in 1820. But before we dive into this incredible geography find, let's get curious and explore a little theory behind it all. You know how sometimes things just don't fit neatly into categories? Like when Pluto was reclassified from planet status. It sparked a huge debate. The same thing happens with continents. There's no one-size-fits-all rule to define them yet. But let's break it down according to the web's go-to source, Wikipedia. A continent is basically a massive chunk of our Earth's crust that's mainly land-based and not covered by ocean. You've heard big can be subjective. What one person considers huge, another might see as small. Same thing with land masses. We don't all agree on what makes a piece of land big enough to count. Typically, when folks talk about continents, they're referring to the dry bits that stick out above sea level. But not everyone's cool with drawing that line in the sand, or rather, at high tide. And believe it or not, despite centuries of exploration and research, we thought we knew all there was to know about our continents. Boy, were we wrong. Just when you thought our continents were all accounted for. Bam. This jaw-dropping discovery came out of left field, like the plot twist in your favorite whodunit novel. For years, geologists had been poking around, searching for proof that there might be another continent hiding beneath the waves. The clues pointed to a fascinating mystery. New Zealand and New Caledonia's unique geological features hinted at a shared history with an ancient sunken landmass. And then, while scouring the ocean floor near New Zealand, scientists stumbled upon something bizarre, a cryptic pattern that refused to be ignored. Let's break down the building blocks of our planet first. Earth's crust is actually split into 2 main teams, oceanic and continental. The oceanic team is mostly made up of basalt, while the continental crew is led by granite, a rock you're probably familiar with. When scientists were investigating the Pacific Ocean floor near New Zealand and New Caledonia, they got an incredible surprise. A massive layer of granite popped up. And here's the kicker: if it wasn't for its age and location, this granite would have been right at home in our continents. But that's not all. As researchers dug deeper, they uncovered a treasure trove of different rocks, including volcanic, sedimentary, and metamorphic types. The weird thing, These rocks don't belong on the ocean floor. It was like stumbling into an alien landscape right here on Earth. So, let's visualize this massive underwater landscape for a second. Near New Zealand and New Caledonia, the seafloor starts at around 3,280 feet or 1,000 meters deep. It stretches out like that for a bit, then suddenly it hits a steep cliff. We're talking an extreme drop-off here. Now, when researchers finally made their way down to the bottom, they were blown away by what they found. The oceanic crust in this area can get as deep as 9,800 feet or over 3,000 meters. That's almost 2 miles straight down. Get ready for this mind-blowing contrast. Imagine going from the lowest point on Earth near New Zealand to the highest peak in the country, Mount Cook, and you're looking at a whopping 12,217 feet or nearly 3,724 meters of height difference. But here's another jaw-dropping discovery that solidifies our case for Zealand as its own unique continent. Geologists have been collecting rock samples from the seafloor over the past 2 decades, and what they found is incredible rocks with distinct similarities, but also some pretty surprising differences, all coming from different parts of the ocean floor. Here's the game changer. Beneath Zealand's waves lies an oceanic crust made up of young basalt rocks, but look closer and you'll spot a treasure trove of other materials, like sandstone, limestone, and granite, all mixing it up on the seafloor. Now, here's where things get really interesting. These aren't your typical ocean floor features. Their age is measured in thousands of years, which is more characteristic of a continental crust. So, what does it take to uncover a hidden continent? Decades of research and some serious satellite tech. By zooming in on those space images, scientists were able to craft an ultra-detailed map revealing the seafloor's hidden landscape in stunning relief. Get ready for the big reveal. Scientists have just uncovered a super narrow strip of oceanic crust separating Australia from Zealand's underwater mountain chain. This natural boundary is more than just a tiny crack. It's a sign that these areas have been drifting apart for millions of years. That means Australia isn't the only one hiding beneath the Tasman Sea. There's actually a massive chunk of it submerged deep down. Welcome to Zealand, a huge new continent mostly hidden under the Pacific Ocean's waves. Just like an iceberg, you see only a small tip above the surface, but there's so much more waiting to be explored beneath. Let's dive deeper into the Tasmanian continent, also known as Zealand. It's a hidden giant. What we see above the water is just a small fraction, about 7% of this massive landmass. In reality, Zealand stretches far underwater, roughly equivalent in size to France when combined with New Caledonia. This submerged continent is formed by 2 parallel ridges, separated by a gentle fault line that transforms into a vast plateau. The Tasman Sea isn't just empty space. It's actually the lid covering up an enormous part of Zealand, waiting to be explored and discovered. Get ready for a geological wow factor. The Tasmanian continent's hidden ridges tower above the sea at an astonishing 3,300 to 4,900 feet or 1,500 meters high. This is no ordinary landscape, as volcanic activity reigns supreme on these mountain tops. If we could bring Zealand to the surface in an instant, we'd witness a breathtaking range that would outshine all existing mountains. Can you imagine? But hold on to your hats, because living on this 8th continent wouldn't be for the faint of heart. The crust beneath is loaded with magma, making it a ticking time bomb waiting to unleash its fury. So when did Zealand start taking shape? Let's dive into its mysterious past and uncover the secrets of this enigmatic landmass. Buckle up for a mind-blowing journey through Earth's history. About 500 million years ago, there was an epic supercontinent called Gondwana, making its home in the southern hemisphere. Can you believe it included some of our modern-day favorites like Antarctica, India, Africa, South America, Australia, and even New Zealand? As we hop into the Mesozoic era, around 180 million years ago, the breakup party began, and what a show. Gondwana started to slowly but surely break apart, giving birth to the continents we know and love today. Antarctica, Australia, and our mysterious friend Zealand started drifting away from each other, with oceans filling in the gaps between them. Little did they know, Zealand was about to start building its volcanic secrets, waiting for the day it might rise to the surface. Here's the twist, Zealand's got an incredible secret. Just before Gondwana started breaking apart, this region experienced some serious geological turmoil, causing a chunk called the Tasmanian continent to expand. This expansion weakened Zealand's crust, making it thinner and more vulnerable. As a result, instead of rising up like its fellow continents, Zealand began to sink beneath the waves. But here's the amazing part. Scientists have discovered ancient sunken plateaus hidden under the ocean, and they're telling us that Zealand was once a forest-covered continent, teeming with Jurassic-era pines. Mind blown, right? Fast forward to a really cold time, we're talking Ice Age Chile. Despite being part of the Tasmanian continent, Zealand was still landlocked during this glacial period. But here's where it gets wild. In 2006, scientists found the fossilized jawbone of an ancient mammal from that era on the ocean floor. That's right, it used to be above water, but got submerged when sea levels rose dramatically. The continent kept sinking further and further down until about 30 million years ago, when it hit rock bottom. Then, things took a fiery turn. Volcanic eruptions lit up the landscape, fossilizing most remaining life forms in place. But don't worry, Zealand's not staying underwater forever. Tectonic plate magic is slowly bringing it back to the surface. So, what's in store for Zealand down the line? Get ready for a geological blockbuster. In tens of millions of years, the Aussie plate is expected to split our little continent right down the middle. This tectonic twist will totally transform the landscape. But let's put things into perspective. Zealand might be small compared to other continents, clocking in at just under 4.9 million square kilometers. That's roughly half the size of Europe or similar to India. Now, don't worry, this seismic shift won't significantly change the seismology maps or up the stakes on global catastrophes. It'll just be a slow motion, millennia-spanning drama for Zealand. The scientific scoop is out. A team of researchers from the Pacific territories just discovered our continent, Zealand. Yes, you read that right, we're a new continent. They're adamant it should be marked on our maps ASAP. But here's an even cooler fact: these scientists are locals, hailing from the very same Pacific area as our tiny but mighty continent. Now, despite their groundbreaking work not being a crowd pleaser, it's time to acknowledge this find and give Zealand its well-deserved place on the map. However, remember that updating our world map isn't just a geographical tweak. It can have real-world implications, shifting political alliances and potentially redefining global power dynamics. The economic borders should naturally follow the land, right? It's actually a principle supported by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Our geographical boundaries should stick to our planet's natural features. And when it comes to continents, it's not just about where people live. It's also about where the Earth's geological structures meet at the seams, or rather, continental shells. Now, if we officially recognize Zealand as a continent, countries with territories on this new landmass would automatically get a bigger slice of the pie. And here's another crucial perk: a nation owning a continental plate gets priority rights to tap into its mineral riches and other resources. It's not just about drawing lines on maps, it's about who gets access to valuable assets beneath our feet. We're living in a world where new energy sources are more valuable than ever, and Zealand might just hold the key. Remember how Zealand and Antarctica used to be one massive landmass? Well, recent discoveries of huge oil and gas reserves near the South Pole have us thinking that this new continent could be the game changer we've been searching for. Even if it turns out that Zealand isn't a resource goldmine, its discovery will still send shockwaves through the scientific community. We'll finally get to study how the Earth's tectonic plates move in real life. This could be the proof we need to solidify the continental drift theory, giving us an even better understanding of our planet's ever-changing landscape. The world is buzzing with excitement for March 2nd, 2020, when the World Geological Congress kicks off and this groundbreaking discovery takes center stage.